Well, digital technologies are a useful and fruitful complement to teaching in all areas. But in this case, when we teach through another language, it becomes even more beneficial and more fruitful. There's an obvious reason for that. And the most important thing that has to be said is that the contribution to by the use of visual aids to the understanding of material is absolutely the same case when we are teaching in our mother tongue, but in this case it's even more important, as I said, because when we are trying to make them understand, students understand in an expository class, that they need to understand and process complex information. By using visual aids, we are obviously contributing to that understanding. So in teaching through another language, irrespective of the level we are doing it, we're implementing the program, it is absolutely essential that we make, we might even abuse of visual aids in the classroom. Another thing that has to be said about the use of digital resources is that we need to provide the students with as more authentic material as possible. It's when we are the content teachers, normally the primary source of exposure is their Englishes. I mean, the English by the content teacher. We should expand the variety to different accents, different ways of speaking, and that will be totally connected to real life by making the most of introducing authentic material in the way, by means of videos or experiments, events, or whatever that we might find connected to the areas, the contents that we have to teach in our classes. And another thing that has to be said about the beneficial use of digital resources in the classes, that it's not only that we are moving away a little from the primary source by the teachers, but also that it is a way that really contributes for teachers, for students make use of interaction. Obviously, that's valid for teaching through the mother tongue. When we are using or abusing teacher and student interaction, the capacity to use the language diminishes. But by the use of digital resources as a way to promote interaction will enable students and teachers to use more student-student interaction, commenting, debating, comparing, inferring, working in small groups, pairs, that will be fostered incredibly by, as I said, the use of digital resources. It is something that we do in our classes when we teach the mother tongue, but once again has to be expanded and done with more extensively when we are teaching through a foreign language. So the premise of using the TPS paradigm, the think, pair, and share, is absolutely essential in teaching through another language. And as I said at the beginning, by using digital technologies, we are giving the students the opportunity to work in small groups and do previous work at home or even in the classroom. Well, it could be answered. It was just one word: yes. The university has to guarantee that quality in the programs, but it's also for different number of reasons, not only because it has to be done like that. For example, we need to be able, the university needs to be able to create or set up the standards of the bilingual program. As I said at the beginning, we need to move away from heterogeneous experiences and to try to provide an homogeneous way to do that, to implement bilingual programs in the university. So that the creation of that standards has to be decided, has to be clearly identified, has to be clearly exposed to the teachers that eventually will voluntarily take part in the program or not. And they need to know, and the community, the university community needs to know that these quality assurance mechanisms will involve, for example, observation of classes. It will involve analysis of programs, contents, resources, strategies. So that the university is guaranteeing that the quality is being preserved. Many teachers might not be very happy with the idea, for example, of having class observations, especially Mediterranean universities. I'm not very useful. They don't use that particular mechanism. It's something that's very common in as everybody knows, in Anglo-Saxon universities, and it's a tremendously beneficial measure that will contribute definitely to assure the quality of what is being done. And also, the quality assurance mechanism will have to establish or create the basic requirements for doing research. Is that we need to confirm that what we're doing is qualitatively correct or not. Obviously correct. We need to we have to be able to demonstrate, to confirm that what we're doing in our classes is good, is correct. So it would be necessary for the university to create like a standard or model for research to demonstrate and to produce results that their students are, one, they are being improved in the way they're using the language, in this case English, and also that they're processing and they're assimilating the content material in the same way, or at least no far away, not different to the way the people who are learning the same thing in the mother tongue are achieving. The results are basically the same. So these three areas have to be covered correctly, and the creation of the standards and the development of a model to assure that quality, and the creation of establishment of a program for research to produce results, or at least to confirm that things are being done correctly. I think, in my opinion, and opinion of many others, is something absolutely essential that the university has to prepare and to create from the very beginning. To sum up, I think we have covered some of the basic things that the universities, teachers have to take into consideration in order to implement a quality-based bilingual program. There are, as we have been talking about, strategic decisions that have to be taken, adopted by universities, and there are things that fall within the area of teachers, what to do, how to do that, how to use evaluation, and so on. And there are other things that are more related to structural things and the use of materials and resources. I hope that this overview was interesting for you. I hope that will be fruitful for your future work, and I will be delighted if you want to contact me and for further discussion or comments on these particular things or any other. Well, thank you very much for your attention.